Good morning, happy people. So we have just pulled the pickup and set some sail at North Goulburn Island in West Arnhem Land, and heading north towards Croker Island, but that's 65 odd miles, and we'll see how we go for. I mean, we could motor sail it again today. It'll be our third day in a row to punch big miles, but to be honest, I really feel like just slowing down a little bit and take that extra day to get to Darwin. It's not going to matter for us one way or the other. So yeah, so I got the main up, got the headsail up. Sun's still below the horizon but about to pop up. We've got Lady D on the starboard side. He's going to do some motor sailing, I think, because he's really keen to get to Darwin. I think we'll lose their company today. And I'm making 3.5 to 4 knots quietly, like that. We'll try for a fish later on, but we don't really need another fish. But once we get to Darwin and we start eating our fish and we start running out, we'll wonder why we didn't get more fish. So maybe we'll put one more mac in the freezer just to avert that horrible disaster. Well, we found the wind I was hoping for. We've got about 15 knots up our bum at the moment, and we're doing 6.5 running dead downwind, wing and wing or butterfly. Got a preventer out on the main just to stop it from jibing, but my autopilot tracks really beautifully, and so I've got it set to chase the wind, so she's keeping the wind at 170 degrees on our port side, so it's favouring my head sail, but because I've got a preventer on the mainsail, it can't accidentally jibe across. So that's producing us about, well, a bit slower now, 5.5, but we were doing about 6.5 knots before. So this is how you do it, dead downwind. But it does require good autopilot. And that's producing us 6.5 knots. Quite nice. Easy sailing today. We've got about somewhere between 35 and 65 miles to cover. Our first potential anchorage is here in Malay Bay. We could tuck in there and get shelter from a nor'easter that I expect maybe kick in this afternoon. Our preferred anchorage is all the way up to Croker Island up here and tucking around inside here, which should also give us reasonably good protection from northeasterlies. Yeah, but certainly it's significantly closer to Darwin. So the wind filled in, and we got it from the beam now, so we're getting a reach to a broad reach, mostly a reach off the starboard side. We're getting about solid 20 knots. And we've got the full rig up. It's probably right on the edge of where I'd want to reef that main, but she's cracking along. She's doing 9 to 10 knots. We topped out at 10.5 just a short time ago. She's flying. Check this out. I love this boat. She's a real passage maker, this boat. Beneteau 473, she's quite old, she's 20 years old, built in 2002, but they don't make them like this anymore. And you know, she absolutely flies on passage. It's not unusual for us to do 80 miles in a day. You know, today we're doing 65, we didn't even blink about it, we'll be there by sort of 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This boat just absolutely rocks. She's Beneteau 473, so that makes her 47 feet technically, and 3 cabins. She draws about 2.2 metres and just tracks like a winch. My God, this boat is such a performer. Never owned a boat like this before. Love it. There's some more sailing candy for you. Great boats to buy if you can find one for sale. Here we are coming up the east side of Croker Island. We've got 15 knots, I'd say more than that, mostly 15 to 20 knots right on the beam, and we're cracking along in the high 8s, 9s, reaching even 10 knots, 10.7, there you go. Admittedly, we were riding a wave, but you know what? These boats are real performance. They're really, really fast. And it's such an easy boat to sail. She also goes to windward like a witch. You know, I can crack her up to about maybe 34, 36 degrees in flat water, and she'll just fly. Yeah, just, they don't make them like this anymore. It's a fantastic model, fantastic period for these boats. Keep your eye out for one if you can find one. We've moved into some calm water here now, or calmer, and we're heading into Somerville Bay in Croker Island. So we're going to come down here and into Somerville Bay. Wind and waves at the moment are coming out of the east-northeast, so it should be fairly good in there. Hopefully it doesn't wrap around, but we won't really know until we get there. So I think it's going to be all right. I think we can sneak in a fair bit into there. Tarn's just catching some rays, as boat chicks do. She's getting ready for the sunset. There's where we're going. That's the top end of Croker Island, Somerville Bay, and we're going to go sneak inside and hopefully it's calm in there. Every chance it will be. There's also every chance it won't. Anyway, we'll go and have a look, find out. Late afternoon now, getting on about 3:30, 4 o'clock. So we've got enough time to anchor, make up some water, yeah, do some laundry, have a chill, have a good night's sleep. Croker Island, Arnhem Land West. Right up close to the shore there. How beautiful is this? Tiny little bit of a swell getting into the anchorage. It's not going to cause us a big problem tonight. It's not that annoying. Unfortunately, that's because of northeasterly, or east northeasterly that's blowing at the moment. There's Lady D on her way in as well. It's been a stonking sail today. Been absolutely stonking. We were clocking, you know, well in excess of 10 knots there for a while. Once we got on the reach with our 20 knots beside us with full sail up, Starlight just kicked her in the guts and off she went. What an amazing boat. Anyway, got to make some water. I was going to say I'm going to relax, but I can't. Got to make some water now. No, the chores never end. So this is how laundry gets done on board. It's got to get done somehow. Sun does it, luckily for me. So we make water at the same time. So when we make water, we do laundry at the same time. That way we still have full tanks. But that means we've got to run the generator and the water maker all at the same time. In the next episode, we sail from Croker Bay to Alcor Bay in preparation for our approach to Darwin. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and you'll see the new episodes as they come up.